Greetings, opportunists of Crypto Broker Academy. Today I have a very cool concept to share with you guys that's going to help you understand the markets for the GX token and what the potentials are and the mayhem that is going to ensue once the primary market has been depleted. So first, let me explain what primary and secondary markets are. When you look at a company that is looking to go public, let's say that it's some franchise that wants to now accept more funding for expansion, so they have 1 million shares that they're putting out into the stock market. That 1 million stocks, let's just say for $1, becomes the primary market that people are being able to buy from. Once people buy the 1 million stock shares, it's gone. That primary market is gone. Now the only place you can buy these shares are from other people who were advantageous enough to take advantage of the primary market. Now, of course, they're not going to want to sell it typically for the same price that they bought it. They're going to try to get a profit on what they have purchased, and that creates the secondary market, which is that whole mayhem and that whole bid and ask and wanting something higher. And of course, the people that did not get the opportunity to buy from the direct market, the primary market, they will understand that they missed a window of opportunity, so they're going to be willing to pay slightly more, and thus creates that snowballing effect that leads to the market reaching a certain price, and then from there, steady growth. Similarly, when it comes to the GX tokens, right now we still have a primary market because there's still, of the 350 million GX tokens that will ever exist, still 250 million that is to be sold by the company direct to the consumer. After this depletes, the only place you can get GX token is from another broker, a broker that saw the vision early enough and took the opportunity to purchase amongst the remaining 250 million. Then it creates the secondary market. Now you have people that bought maybe at $1, the price point that they entered in at, they of course want to sell at a higher price point. This is why people that are intelligent and able to and can foresee some of the potentials of this platform are not just getting the minimum of 1,000 GX tokens to unlock their brokerage. They understand the concept of the secondary market, and they are preempting that and loading up on as much GX tokens as possible. And even those that do not have the capital to do so, they're putting in the sweat equity, earning commissions, and loading up on those tokens for what is going to be the mayhem that ensues for the secondary market. So you're going to be able to get it from other brokers. Now, if there are brokers that of course they don't want to go below 1,000, meaning that they would lose their brokerage, but if there are brokers that purchase 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, or even more of these GX tokens, they may be willing to let go of that at a certain price point that they deem worth letting go of these precious tokens. And then secondly, there will also be public exchanges. Currently, as it stands, GX is on 2 public exchanges. Surely they're not the biggest and grandest, but it's a start. Though you have to work up the ladder of these exchanges and get to higher and higher exchanges. The reason why that's relevant is because when the primary market is done, people will then go to, if they don't know a GX broker or knows a broker, but that broker only has 1,000, and of course they don't want to risk losing their brokerage, they will go to the public exchange and put in a request to buy GX tokens at a certain price, a bid into the market. But of course, the people that have those GX tokens to sell, they would ask for a larger amount, and essentially you would have this gap where the people that bought in early want to sell at a higher price, and the people that did not and missed out on that window want to buy as low as possible, and slowly this gap, wherever it meets, will become the stabilizing price point from which it will continue to move in whatever market direction it goes in. But that being able to have a price point that you set, because you are then the ones with the asset, which is the tokens, you are in a very advantageous position. So hopefully you guys see the big picture when it comes to the secondary market. That is going to be immensely huge for the price and the value of the GX tokens. Right now, because there is a direct supply from the company, you're not probably going to see any sort of massive growth in there. But when there is scarcity, especially because each broker is siphoning out 1,000, at least 1,000 GX tokens out of the market, out of circulation, then the secondary market becomes even smaller and smaller. The only people that are going to sell are the people that have either loaded up on a lot of these GX tokens, or the brokers that aren't doing so well with their GX brokerage. They're not able to get the clientele or get other brokers, and they just, for whatever reason, they want to liquidate that and move on. But if you can see that, and if you're watching this within the time frame that there's still $250 million GX tokens left, then understand this big concept and realize that this is how the stock market moves. This is how a stock goes from pennies or dollars to hundreds of dollars, not by the primary market, but by the secondary market. And if you can see that, you can be an opportunistic individual and load up on these tokens and do very well for yourself outside even just the brokerage aspect of it, because there are people coming in that are not the type to go out and build a business. They come in with an investor mentality to say, you know what, I can see the secondary market, I'm gonna load up on $10,000 worth of it, and when it's ready, and by the way, the liquidation of it is so simple. Even without the exchanges being accessible, the fact that in order to unlock your brokerage, you need these tokens, it's going to be very easy to liquidate. So it's one of the simplest things to really enter and exit. And that's what makes it something that people are entering so massively into, because they understand that there's such a demand already as it is. You can only imagine what's going to happen in the future. So I'll catch you guys on another whiteboard breakdown.